Let's take a break to celebrate a safer city. The Cincinnati Police Department partners with Increase the Peace for its annual Pitching for Peace event at Hirsch Rec Center. The community softball game brings people from all over Avondale together on the diamond. The belief is that community involvement creates a safer Cincinnati.
In order for Cincinnati to be a safe place, as we all want it to be, it's going to take more than just the police. It's going to take community stakeholders, community residents, and everyone else that's concerned to come together and work collaboratively in this effort.
During the third inning stretch, there were presentations emphasizing safety and the ongoing effort to build relationships that make city neighborhoods a better place to live, work, and play.
Welcome back to Inside Avondale. I'm your host, Patrick Cartier, Communications Manager here at ACDC. And today I have a special celebrity in the studio, A1 from day one, Donald Jordan. How you doing, Don?
I'm good, Pat. How are you?
I'm doing great. And Don, we've been working together for a few years now. I mean, I've pretty much known you my whole life, but I mean, I'm really excited to talk about what's coming up this spring with our Pitching for Peace. Doing it again.
Pat, I couldn't do it without you. You like my right hand with this.
Right, definitely, man. Now, Don, I mean, I know this isn't the only thing you do in the neighborhood. So, I mean, tell us, give us some of your Avondale background. I know you said you went to Rockdale. And
yeah, I grew up 3543 Dick Street was my address. Graduated from Rockdale and hung out in Rockdale. On Rockdale, hung out in Avondale. A1 from day one, like you said, pretty much.
Right, okay. And I know, I mean, we worked together down at Rockdale Academy. I know you and some other officers, we had a tutoring program at Rockdale. Y'all looking to continue that?
Well, actually, Patrick, now that you mentioned it, I actually have expanded on that reading program. I have a title for it now. It's called the Right to Read program. You know, just like officers tell people, citizens, that they have the right to remain silent. Right. I say you have the right to read. And so that's what I tell these the children that we tutor over at Rockdale and South Avondale here in Avondale, but in retrospect, we're in 5 different schools, and actually we are picking up Roberts as our first Spanish component to that program.
Okay, and talk to me a little bit about the asthma awareness walk. How did that come about?
Again, great partnerships here in Avondale. Teresa Adams and Tori Ames of Children's Hospital was at a community council meeting actually talking about asthma, and I happened to mention to them that I have asthma, my son has asthma, and we sat down, we had meetings and devised a plan of how to go out and bring awareness to what actually is happening in Avondale when it comes to asthma. 1 in 4 children in Avondale has asthma.
Right. I mean, my daughter has it as well, so I know it's a struggle in terms of just staying on top of it, making sure that I'm aware of the signs and symptoms and stuff like that. So, I mean, awareness is big.
Avery and I actually shot a video for asthma, how to recognize the symptoms. So Avery is my son. So we shot a video to help educate children and parents and their friends on how to recognize symptoms, what to do when it comes to asthma. And again, all because of the help of Children's Hospital.
Okay. And like I said, I know you said you were a Rockdale alumni. I remember attending one of the boys' receptions there. Are you guys looking to continue doing something like that?
The boys.
Talk to us a little bit about it.
Well, basically, that was titled the boys, the role model luncheon for young men. So we would get positive members in our community to come in and be a role model and explain to the young people how they went about becoming who they are at this particular time. I mean, we had people like Judge Rucker come in, and who was just great. I mean, you have people like Ozzie Davis, who, again, Avondale resident, who has risen to the place where he's at now. So, I mean, we would just bring positive people, men, in for the boys' role model luncheon to educate our children about how to go about becoming productive citizens in society. We also had the ladies' luncheons, and where we would, same concept, but we'd have, because the girls, young ladies, we'd have the place made up all nice and sedity for the young ladies. Right. So we fed them hot lunches, and The last one that we did, we had Betty Roseman as our keynote speaker, and she is actually a freedom writer. Wow. And it was just powerful and phenomenal. And in terms of doing it again, it's a lot of work, Patrick, and I would love to partner with someone that has the energy and the resources to get them going again. But it's a lot on my plate.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I know you stepped on to bigger roles since you were our neighborhood officer. Now you're more across the whole city. But I could getting back to pitching for peace. I know for myself, like kind of noticing some of the stuff that's going on in Baltimore, and they talk about a lot of officers, at least that speak up against some of the things that have been going on amongst black individuals and officers. But I know this year for Pitcher for Peace, we talked about police academy or some representatives coming down. Because I want to talk about more new officers. Like, what made you become an officer, and kind of what would you tell someone else, I mean, that's kind of looking to go towards that path? Because I think in terms of bringing on the change, we have to be the change ourselves. So, I mean, we definitely need some new spirit to come into the academy, I would say.
Well, you know, what I say to people is who's better to police your community than someone who grew up in the community?
Right.
I mean, we've had so much success here in Avondale when I was the neighborhood officer, working here, working with you, working with Rockdale, working at South Avondale, right. Just we working with children's. I mean, we were all in. The Cincinnati Herald, Jan Michelle, we were all in when I was here. And I mean, I'm the police, but when I walked through the neighborhood, it wasn't just people coming up to me because I was Officer Jordan. It was people knew me, right. And they were comfortable with me. I mean, and they respected me because I treated them with respect. So what I would say is, if you are young and you're qualified, to consider becoming a police officer, because again, who better to police your community than someone that grew up in your community? Right.
I mean, as growing up, did you always envision kind of being an officer, or is there someone that kind of pulled you in? Or
no, Patrick, I've never even fathomed in a million years that I would become an officer. All I can say is this is where God wants me to be.
Right.
The fact that I'm able to touch so many people's lives, it's because of the uniform. But like the idea of Pitcher for Peace, that wasn't my idea. That was during an insomniac night. I have insomnia, but that was God telling me to do this. Right. So I'm in this role because God wanted me to be, not because necessarily this is what I wanted.
Right. Well, I mean, like you said, everything's written. So I mean, we are where we are because we're where we're supposed to be. So,
right.
All right, getting back to the game then, like you said, I know we'll have someone from the police academy. I know the fire department will be there as well.
We're still working on, we'll have some firefighters there that's going to be participating in the game, but I definitely have reached out to try to get someone to represent them in terms of giving information out to the residents of Avondale and the whole community at large of how to go about getting these great jobs.
Okay, well, I know this year's game, this year specifically, we talked about having a home run derby before our game, so I'm real excited about that. I'm hoping to have a nice resident participation, and we have a couple of all-stars coming from previous games. Do you know is there any particular people you're looking for in that home run derby to kind of take it away?
The home run derby, I'm guessing we have a retired officer that's going to be participating in the game by the name of Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
And a lot of people around the city know Calvin. He was a great officer, good friend. He actually coaches football out at Princeton now.
Oh, okay.
Head football coach. So I think Calvin might win the home run hitting contest. Although Antonio Spicer, another friend of mine that grew up here in Avondale, said he would win. I just don't know if he can hit it past first base.
I know we got Dr. Greg Cottian coming from Avondale Moves, and he seems like he's a power hitter, and he's been talking a little bit of stuff.
I saw him at the gym. And I was like, wow. I think he was eating the weights.
Yeah, I mean, he's a buff guy, man.
Yeah, he is.
So Avondale Moves will actually be a partner in the event. I know they have their 2 bounce houses that they'll blow up for the younger kids and think about doing some maybe some small drills on some other sports for older kids that are there. And I think just the partners that are involved in this event kind of make it strong. I mean, we have the youth council. I know we had PG Sittenfeld and Tamaya come down. So, I mean, you probably could go down the list a little bit.
Well, I mean, Jade West, 101.1 The Wiz, Mr. Lincoln Ware is going to be participating in the game, playing in the game from the Buzz, 1230 The Buzz. And then we have Mr. Fred E. Red with the old school station, 102.3. I mean, this game is going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait. Patrick, this is the ultimate community engagement event. The ultimate.
Think so. I think we hit all the facets here. Though I mean, we got food, we got fun, we got some opportunity providers. I mean, we got neighborhood leaders, volunteers. So I think
music.
Yes. Music,
wait a minute. I almost got in trouble. Chief Blackwell is playing in the game.
Yeah, we definitely can't forget about the man in charge.
Chief Blackwell is playing in the game, and honestly, Patrick, I wanted to put him in a home run derby also.
I mean, I'm open to seeing how that works out. I know we had Chief Craig come previously and throw out the first pitch, but I think Chief Blackwell could be a bigger hit this year.
Chief Blackwell is definitely an athlete. I will give him that. He's an athlete, and I think he's going to show and prove.
Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, this was our 4th pitcher for peace. I know we did 2 here in Avondale. We did 1 in Price Hill.
Yeah, this is our 4th one. The last one we did last year here, it rained like 2 hours before the event, up to 2 hours before the event, which we have that covered with our rain check date of May the 27th. Wow. But if people want to come out and have some fun, because we have something for the children, the game itself is going to be entertaining. Like you said, we have food, music, DJ Diamond. He was on the 1s and 2s last year from the Wiz, and man, he was going.
Right. Now, I've invited some of our partners from the Urban League, the Ridge Project, and Cincinnati Works to come down so to engage with residents in terms of workforce. So, I mean, I know we have people that are looking for work or people that are looking to kind of change their situation. So, I mean, I want to try to bring as many providers and have them on the field as possible. I mean, just to open up opportunities for some of our residents.
Well, the police department will also have someone from their recruiting union here at the event as well. Again, giving out information to tell people how to go about getting these jobs. Right. And what do we want? We want jobs. Jobs are important, and sometimes people aren't given the information on how to go about accessing these jobs. So we'll have people here that will give the information that's needed. And it's just going to be up to the residents to go out and capitalize on it.
Right. I know it's big for us. I mean, we kind of treat this here as ACDC as definitely like a safety piece. I know it's really more fun, but I know we feel like providing opportunities for residents can definitely be a big deterrent to some of the crime in the neighborhood, getting guys connected to some employment or just bringing forth new positive opportunities, positive ways to spend your time. So I kind of think that this could continue to be continue to help us and kind of keeping crime down in the neighborhood.
Well, make no mistake about it. The reason why the game is played is because we want people to know the police can't do it by themselves.
Right.
And so that's why we partner. That's why we brought this Pitching for Peace game together, because it's not the police versus the residents. It's the police playing next to on the same team as the residents, right, as the fire department, as the other city workers, as anyone that's going to participate in this game. It's going to be all of us together playing against another team. Right. So it's all in. We can't do this alone. Right. This is, like I said, it's a partnership.
Yes, sir.
And in order for this partnership for the city to be safer, we have to do it together.
Right.
So that's why we're all on the same team. So, once people come to the game and they see police officer playing next door to their next door neighbor, you know what I'm saying? And when they see that and see that, wow, he's out of uniform and he's having fun or she's having fun, then we can move forward to these warm months.
Right.
And with the understanding that we're doing this together.
Yeah, we got to close the us versus them mentality too. I mean, like I said, the officers are here working for us, so I mean, we have to work with them to work for us. So I mean, definitely look forward to the game. I know we spread it out, but it seems like it gets pretty competitive, man. It's a lot of trash talk that goes around.
Honestly, Patrick, I have to be honest. I've never watched the whole game. I've never even played in the game because I'm always busy making sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. The game is 7 innings, and we in between the at the end of the 3rd inning and the 4th inning is when we have our safety speech, and that's when we either the district commander of District 4 or the chief will give the speech to move how we're going to move forward this summer in order to keep Avondale residents safe or the citizens of the entire city safe. And so at some point, the game, is competitive, but it's all about how we're going to make Avondale safe moving forward for the warm months, and how we're going to move forward with the city in terms of just all of us working together.
Right, and then we got a bunch of pictures from some of the previous games, so I didn't know if maybe you want to talk to residents about some of us. They get a little bit of glimpse of how things went down. I know we had Tamaya and PG in the house. They took a couple pictures with us just to save the memory.
And that was actually from the first year. You can tell by the colors of the shirt PG had on.
Who else we had? That's the junior cadet program?
Those are explorers with that's PG and Tamaya, PG Sittenfield, and Tamaya Denard, his right hand as well.
Right, and PG partners with a lot of things. So like you said, I think we got a picture of the. You said that's the junior.
These are explorers.
Okay, police explorers. That's the Boy Scouts, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, can you talk a little bit about that program?
Actually, that was through Youth Services. Honestly, I can't really give you very much information on it, although I know it's a year-round program, and they can become explorers all the way up until they're maybe 18.
Okay. All right. I know we had Tori Ames from Children's Hospital.
Big sponsors.
She was in the game.
Big supporters, absolutely.
Reggie Brazel and his son, Reggie Brazel. Reggie used to be with Serve. He worked here with us at ACDC for a while, and now he's just one of our brothers going to work it out.
Good brother.
Yes. We also have Jay West and Ebony Wynn come back down from the Wiz.
I know Jade is coming down. I'm going to reach out to Miss Ebony. I would love to have her. She just
she's full of energy, man.
She just won an award, man.
Oh, really?
She just won an award. I don't know exactly what it was, but it's for doing something phenomenal.
I mean, I know she does a lot of things online in terms of engaging with people through social media.
And that's Tori is with Children's. Like I said, Children's Hospital. They've been a very, very big supporter of this Picture for Peace.
Yes, Children's is a supporter for a bunch of our initiatives. I mean, anything that's related to these Avondale kids, man, Tori does her best to provide as many resources as possible. We'll have Mr. Redlegs also come back. I know he came down last year, took some pictures with some of our residents.
I'm sorry. I commend him because it was really hot that day, and he had that uniform on. But he was a trooper. He took his time and took beautiful pictures with all the children, shook hands. I commend him.
Yeah, I commend him as well. I mean, he should be used to it by now. I know that the next picture that pops up is just a picture of everyone that participated. At least that was last year's game. I see one of our kids from the Avondale Angels, Coach D. I see a couple coaches from the Cincinnati Gators. Who else we got in there? This
picture here is perfect because it has it shows the different number of people that we have in this game. So you have officers, you have residents. One young lady, she played in the game because her brother was actually murdered the beginning of last year.
Wow.
So that's why she played in the game.
Okay. Ronald McDonald House will be back in the building. I've actually talked with Shawnee Duke, so they'll be setting up their booth again. They're going to give out some prizes and stuff to local area kids. So.
And I want to just Shawnee Dukes is another person that grew up with us, so she's very familiar with Avondale, and it's always good to have people that you work with doing this type of work that's from where you're from, that's still giving back to where we're from.
Definitely. All right, Deion Crockett, Office of Re-Entry. Deion, he played in both the last 2 games, didn't he?
Yeah. Deion's doing some phenomenal work, man. He probably don't talk about it much, but
Right.
he's doing some phenomenal work. He's also on the Fatherhood Collaborative of Hamilton County board with me. But helping people with this re-entry stuff, I mean, you don't get that.
Okay. Yeah, going back, I think we got another picture of yourself and Miss Teresa Adams. Teresa's with Children's Hospital, but she's also on the Avondale Community Council.
Yeah, Teresa's, again, her and Tori, they've been phenomenal. They've been so supportive of, like you said, every initiative that every crazy idea that I've ever come to them with. They're like, okay, let's do it. So to have employees of Children's so invested in Avondale, it's amazing.
Right, and I agree. Lastly, I think we have a picture of, it looks like, what's that, Mr. Redlegs. I see a couple of the quality of life officers. Who was that in the middle we got there?
Yeah, what you have in that picture, you do have the quality of life officers, Vaughn and Barry. Then you also have Miss Newman from Women Helping Women. You have Detective Moreno, who's no longer with us. She's retired.
Wow.
And you also have Officer Harley. So, yeah, man, this is brings back good memories. I'm so excited.
Right, and I think we got a clip of some of the kids from the Avondale Angels in the Wiz. Can we go to that clip? I think they were dancing, doing a nay-nay, something fun. I mean, we're looking for the Wiz to come back. Lincoln Ware played with us.
Patrick, I do have to correct you. The game, the actual home run derby starts at 5:30.
Okay.
And the game starts at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's no worries. I just want to make sure people get it right. But we do want people there early anyway. So.
Yes, sir. And if you're interested in participating, give me a call here at the office. Like I said, I mean, we have the home derby. We're going to give out some prizes. I mean, we prefer people that can hit home runs,
We want home run hitters. Like I said, Antonio Spicer said he wants to participate. And I just don't think he can get it past first base.
I don't know. I feel like I might just need to come out of retirement, throw my cleats on, man. I don't know, man. I had to see what the competition's like before I get out there.
Well, the game gets competitive, so
Right.
I'm thinking the home run derby will be the same way. And speaking on the home run derby, that's why we'll have the kids helping out with that. They'll be catching the balls in the outfield.
Yes, you can't forget them, Avondale Indians and the Avondale Angels, and we also have a girls softball team that'll be there, the Cincinnati Diamonds.
Okay.
So, and actually in the A1 softball team. They play on Sundays down at Spring Grove, so we'll have actually a couple of those guys that will be in the game, as well as the home run derby. So definitely looking forward to that. Last but not least, this is Inside Avondale, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Let me tell you who to blame. Blame the boy lying at your feet, his body oozing life through the hole in his stomach where the bullet tore him apart. Blame him for challenging you, for not looking away and for not backing down when you pulled out the gun. Blame your mother for bringing you into this world when she was but a kid herself and for dragging you up, not bringing you up. Blame society for not giving you hope. Blame your father for not being there, the man who looked after himself instead of looking after you. Blame the gun in your hand for making you a target, for making you more likely to be picked on. Blame the dead boy, blame your mother, blame society, blame your father, blame the gun, blame anyone but yourself for not being strong enough to put down the gun, to break the cycle.
In Cincinnati, more than 1,400 people die from diet-related illnesses each year. Grocery chains are leaving the city, leaving little access to fresh food. That leads to higher rates of obesity, diabetes, and more. It's time to do right.
As days go by, when will you realize that very little will change until you change it.
I am empowered.
Get connected to make a difference. Take the pledge. Text EMPOWER to 69866 or go to IamEmpowered.com. The National Urban League, celebrating 100 years.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Let me tell you who to blame. Blame the boy lying at your feet. His body...
Welcome back to Inside Avondale. Today on our show we had Officer Don Jordan. I want to thank Officer Jordan for coming in. Thank Officer Jordan definitely for all his years of service to Avondale. And just last but not least, like I said, Wednesday, May 20th, Pitching for Peace at Hirsch Recreation Center. I can't talk about it enough, man. It's one of our biggest events of the year. We're looking for a lot of participation. I know we'll have the Avondale Youth Council in the building, Cincinnati Works, the Urban League, the Avondale Choice Partners, the Cassie Project, the Sentinels from the Cincinnati Police, Staggs Barbershop, Avondale Indians, Angels, Cincinnati Diamonds. So it's a big community event, man. It's like the epitome of community engagement here at Avondale. Also, man, just keep checking us out, man. Visit us online, www.insideavondale.com. Check out the show anytime. Follow our YouTube station. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Inside Avondale. Our show airs on City Cable, Channel 4, Time Warner on Mondays at 9 p.m., Wednesdays 6:30 p.m., Thursdays 4 p.m., Saturdays at 2 a.m., and Metro Channel 24 Mondays at 12 p.m. Or like I said, you could check us online anytime, www.insideavondale.com. And we look forward to coming back with you. This is Inside Avondale. Patrick closing out.